Hey guys, I'm just going to walk you through real quickly some spreadsheets that I made to help with the bond calculations in Carol's class. Now, I'm not going to answer any of the questions for you or get really deeply into the theory of contemporary accounting issues. Carol already has videos, and her videos are going to be much better than anything I could teach you. What I'm really going to walk you through here, though, is the mechanics of these two spreadsheets. So I have one for discount bonds here, and I have one for premium bonds here. And I'm going to show you how to use them. And these spreadsheets will be as accurate or more accurate than your calculator. Excel uses at least 10 decimal places, so you should be getting very exact and precise answers. And once I've shown you how to use these two tables, I'm going to show you how you can copy these tables onto a new spreadsheet with the formatting intact to use for questions to hand in for Dropbox examples. So the first thing you need to know is that you're going to see errors in this table because these blue cells aren't filled in. We have to fill in each of these blue cells manually, and we need to know all of these values to calculate our PV, or the carrying value at the issue date, and that's what's going to drive our whole table. That's what's going to allow us to fill everything in. And of note, this row here, and let me just highlight that row. This row contains all of the formulas that drive the table that I've already figured out and applied. So once we've figured out our carrying value, it will auto-complete these, and we can drag everything down to the bottom, and we'll be able to do these 30 very complex calculations really in a matter of seconds. In the totals row, you're going to just see the total interest payments that you'll book over the life of the bond, the total interest expense that you'll book over the life of the bond, and the total amortized discount as it is transferred from unamortized discount into the amortized discount. So if we want to solve this, and we can see that this is a huge bond, this is a 15-year bond that pays out twice a year. So we're going to make 30 total payments, and that's how high this chart goes. I don't think we're going to encounter any questions that go higher than 30. And in premium bonds, I'll actually show you sort of what to do if you don't have 30 payments. Nothing really will change, it will be the same, and it should make pretty much logical sense. So with that said, all we have to do to complete this whole question, this huge monster of a chart, is to fill in these 5 blue cells. So the first thing we're going to enter is the coupon or the contract rate, which is 7.5%. Next, the face value of the bonds, 41,700,000. Next, the payments per year, we know that that is 2. The yield or the market rate, 8%, and the duration of the bond in years, in this case, 15. And this is going to give us our carrying value of $39,897,306. And to complete the entire chart, all we need to do is drag each formula down to the bottom, which I didn't predict would fill it in yellow, but we'll just fix that in 1 second. So when we drag these down, and the chart will have errors until you finish, but when you finish, it will balance perfectly. Let's just fix that. So when you finish, you can see that we've balanced. Our carrying value has risen to the face value of our bond. We have amortized our entire discount, and we're balanced perfectly on the final interest payment date. So if you were asked to figure out interest between payment dates or early retirement, it would be much easier to just look at the row of this table, whichever row it was, than to try and figure it all out on your calculator and keep track of it with a pen and paper. And, as a reminder, you're never going to delete this first row because this first row contains the formulas. So actually, let me just no-fill that. So even if you delete the rest of the chart, you can always just drag everything down again. And instead of doing probably hundreds of calculations, you can do this in a matter of seconds, the entire bond. And there it is. So with that said, let's move on to premium bonds. So premium bonds, we're going to source them from this question, and we're going to do it the exact same way. All we need to do is fill in these blue cells here, and that will fill in our chart for us. And in the same manner, all the formulas are contained in row 1. So never delete row 1 and you're going to be gold. So this one only has 20 payments. We can see that it's a 20-year bond, so it actually is longer than the other bond, but it only pays interest on the 31st of December each year. So it only pays out one time a year. So in the same way, we're going to fill out all of the blue cells. So we can see that our coupon rate is 12. The face value is 200,000. The payments per year, we make one payment per year. The yield is 10%, so we can see it's a premium bond. And the bond duration is 20 years. So in this case, since we know we have 20 total lifetime payments, we're only going to drag this down to cell 20, and that will represent our 20 payments. And we're going to do this the same way. You see the chart will have a lot of errors until you complete it. But once it's done, you can see that this is our final row. And again, we've balanced perfectly. We've moved all of our unamortized discount into amortized discount. And we've brought our carrying value down to the face value of the bond. And as before, these totals won't take these into account. So these totals, these sum functions here, they won't count these empty cells. So these numbers are going to be accurate too. And it works this way if there's 3 payments, if there's 5 payments, however many payments there are, all you need to do is drag the formula down to that number. So with that said, let's transfer this to a new worksheet, because we're going to do a question based on this and then hand it in. So one of the question parts, we're asked to make an amortization chart. Instead of writing the whole thing out by hand, we can just copy it. So we can press copy, and we can go to our new sheet, and we're going to go to paste special. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paste here the values and number formatting. And it looks a little funky right now because we haven't adjusted the columns, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to paste the values and number formatting. And then we're going to paste the formatting, which is going to put all the nice lines and rows on it. And then we can just adjust the columns a little bit to show our numbers. Just like this. We have our new chart right here. And you could type the answer to the question right over here. And that's much faster than writing out this bad boy. And here, notably, since we've only pasted the values, this will actually show us how many decimals. Excel will display this because that's how I've formatted it. I've formatted it as an accounting cell. But this is the actual number in the cell that Excel is using for calculations. So you can see that it goes down to, it goes down to 7 decimal places, which I think is accurate enough for this class. And so that's everything. If you want this spreadsheet, it is available on the Discord.